Holly.
Here.
Buckminster. Here. Rod.
Here.
Wisdom. Here. Ferguson.
Here.
Ratcliffe.
Here.
Foraker. Here. Layden. We have four.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
On the mayor's report, I'd like to wish the council and all the citizens Merry Christmas. I'd also like to thank the VFW Auxiliary again for another in the honor guard. They participated in the Wreaths Across America over the weekend. City administrative report.
I did not provide a written report. A whole lot going on, but not a lot of updates since the last meeting. We do have certification for the upcoming election. So we have 4 terms that are ending out. Council member Amber Hawley, Kaylee Ratcliffe, Carla Rod, Jim Wisdom come out on their terms. Jack Weaver, who was just appointed to the Airport Authority, is here tonight. His term essentially comes up for election on the Airport Authority. He serves incumbent since we had him in place for that. Candidate filing starts January 5th. Incumbent filing on February 15th, with last day being March 1st for the incumbents to get filed. Just an FYI.
Chief,
I don't have anything.
under the consent agenda, we have minutes approval for December 4th, agenda approval claims, December 1 through 15, treasurer's report for November, police report November, and consent agenda.
Motion to approve.
Vote.
7 yeas.
Discussion and action, claims November 9th, 2023 to December 1st, 2023.
All right, so those were pulled out or coming off the table from last meeting. We don't need the motion out of the table because we made a motion just to put it on this agenda. There's a check report that was submitted in the packets so I think it says 11/17 to 12/8, which actually Friday, December 1 was the cutoff for 12/8 checks. That was the first round that then went through the new software. There's that report for you to review. Any questions with it? Looks a little different than your last ones. It just gives a full listing.
Motion to approve the claims.
Second.
All vote.
7 yeas.
Under new business, regular business, discussion and action, authorization to close existing non-used bank accounts, DTR reuse, cemetery trust, HUD trust, HUD reuse, economic development sinking, library sinking, solid waste, cemetery, money market, ARPA fund, general fund, unemployment, library grant, 9/11 emergency, wireless 9/11, sewer checking, sewer savings, sewer capital improvement, sewer depreciation, utility capital improvement, utility depreciation, utility customer deposit, utility savings and bond debit service.
It's a few of them, huh?
Man,
All right, so these are all the existing accounts that have been accounted for in the new pooled cash environment. So any of those funds have been set up, and we'll show it in the trial balance when we, if you look at the treasurer's report, you'll see all those kind of separated out in there. Essentially, some of the banks need a resolution or a motion to close those. Some of the other accounts do, but we just put them all on there to show you guys kind of what ones we do need to close out. Essentially, all those are zero balance in there right now, excluding, we'll have a couple more, I think we'll have a payroll accounts yet that has transactions from previous payroll, some union dues and stuff that they haven't cashed checks out on yet. That we're cleaning up, and that's, I guess, about it, as far as ones beyond this.
Not help with bookkeeping, shouldn't it?
A little easier. They're doing 40 of them.
I'll make a motion to approve, the authorization to close the existing non-use bank accounts.
We'll vote.
7 yeas.
2, discussion annual report of the Southeast Nebraska Land Bank, Fall City Ed.
I come to you as the director of the Southeast Nebraska Land Bank for this agenda item. It's just part of state statute that we got to report to Village of Verdon, which was done on the first Wednesday of the month. Reported to you guys, and then I've got a reminder to report to the legislature for an annual review. So we haven't really taken any action. Basically, what we've done is we filed for a 501c3 status nonprofit. That'll give us the ability to solicit, some of the foundations who maybe want to support what we're trying to do. We've elected officers, we passed bylaws, we created committees, we devised a brand identity, we devised a property acquisition plan. We've sent 31 letters to property owners in Fall City, based on kind of Blake Buckminster's guidance and Anthony's guidance on which ones might be beneficial to, what we're trying to do. We have plans to open a bank account, and that's really it. We haven't purchased any properties yet. We've got our eyeballs on a few, and we're kind of working hand in hand with the city to try to, revive these neighborhoods in town. That's it.
Very good.
If we do any transactions here from now to the end of the year, I'll do an update on this when we get my annual report in January.
Number 3,
Wait a minute, do we have action here? Do we go?
No, we did not, sorry.
I just saw action
It
there.
says action, but it does not.
Okay. Thank you.
number 3, discussion 2022 Rural Workforce Housing Fund Project.
So this is also, there's no action quite yet. We thought we maybe had a plan. There's basically 2 options here. It's your guys' money, and we're going to try to be good stewards of it, right? So there's 2 ways here. Nebraska City and the city of Henderson are the other 2 communities that partnered on this. They had applications passed just recently within the last month to build a 3-bedroom, 2-bath house with granite countertops, nice, kitchen cabinets, all the stuff in brand new housing developments. Ed Harris is also on the committee, and we kind of chatted this out. I mean, we could do that out north, but that development is there and it'll be there. It's ready to go for someone that wants to build. We have kind of identified that we're going to try to revive, the neighborhoods that are around the schools. So if you take Sacred Heart, Fall City High, South School, Middle School, and then that little area in there, let's call it 900 to 2,000, in between Lane and McLean, maybe up to Valley. We're targeting those spots to try to build more affordable 2-bedroom, 1-bath, 2-car garage in that 175 to 200 price point. And the city's got a couple properties. We're trying to work on maybe getting to 20 properties through the land bank. And then instead of building one at 325, we're going to try to build a couple at maybe 175, 200. So right now, we've got $400,000, to your name that we could do for this revolving loan fund. And I just wanted to inform you guys in a public setting in case anybody wants to do something different. We'll go to the housing committee to get it approved. We'll come back to you to try to get it approved, and we'll try to get a project going.
I like that
Really
idea. Thank you. Thank you.
Essentially about 18 months to get it obligated, get an application in, get that piece done. And then still got a couple of years to spend it after that.
Number 4, discussion and action, award of OR projects number R28 001 007 010 012 015 and grant 2040 36032 as recommended by the Housing Board.
So this is the second tranche of, grants that are, or owner-occupied rehab projects that are bid out, ready to be awarded. Sid went through the bid process on those, sent that to the housing board, which is why you're getting a recommendation from the housing board, to do this next round. We'll have, this should expend us to about 55 to 60%. They had a couple of bids come in under what they estimated, so I thought they'll probably be able to pick up an additional house on top of it, but they got 36 so applicants right now, so there's plenty to finish out the grant. But we're on a tight deadline. I think August 24. We've got to have all these projects completed. So they got 7 or 8 that are in bid phase right now. So we'll be following these up pretty quick with some more right behind it. Any questions with those?
Motion to approve. Second.
7 yeas.
Number 5, discussion and action. Resolution to authorize fire chiefs with authority to respond and assist cities, villages participating in the Richardson County Mutual Aid Agreement.
John McQueen, one of the assistant fire chiefs. Matt wasn't able to make it yet tonight. I think he's on his way home, but he and I have worked over this resolution. So I put as much information on the agenda request as I could to kind of get you a background. I'm happy to answer any questions or concerns you may have. I got a little bit of footnotes I could give you. The mutual aid was formed in 1986. At that time, it's signed by Mayor Steve Kotick, along with 9 fire chiefs and either a board member or council member from those village and cities. In 2009, a auto dispatching was put in. That was under Chief John Kawasaki. In my 39 years, we've had 1 city fire truck go out of town, I believe 3 times within a 5-mile limit. 2 of those have been in the last couple of years with the rural fire department due to dry conditions and very heavy winds. In the early 60s, 1 pumper went to Hiawatha to a motel fire. That's back when Fall City had full-time drivers, which ended in 2018. In the mid-2000s, myself and 3 others, including Harry Strassel, took the 1980 ladder truck to Sabetha, Kansas for a major downtown fire. We were assisted at that scene by Hiawatha, who laid the fire hose, and we were led into town by the sheriff that told us which streets to get down through because we had to go to some side streets because all the other fire departments were right there. In 2015, Matt drove the 1980 ladder along with 6 firemen. We had to drive other personal vehicles. We only fit 2 in the trucks. And that was a major downtown at request of emergency management from Johnson County. That one we talked to Gary Jordan, who was on the phone before we left town, and got approval and kept in contact with him and emergency management en route. Fall City has over the years, Auburn has been here, Hiawatha has been here, and Morrill has been here to help with downtown fires. Most recent was 2018, the Mexican restaurant, where 65 firemen from 7 departments came to help. As far as mutual aid goes in the county, I've been involved in about 8, mostly with the Fall City Rural, which usually just needs manpower, not trucks. We try to get 6 to go out with our turnout gear. We meet at the fire station. If the chief can go, fine, but we're our volunteers, so whoever shows up can go, but we do track the personnel and the equipment being used. Another footnote, Nebraska has a crisis on its hands, mostly in volunteer ambulance, rescue squads, volunteer fire departments. There was the Educational Channel did a part research on this about a month ago. Most of it's due to lack of members, lack of volunteers, more people unwilling to get on. They can't get off from work. Fire departments aren't so much have to be certified in training as much as ambulance do. But as far as we do a lot of training and do the best we can with the equipment we have. And we rely on our neighboring departments and all the equipment that come, between the trucks. We go without any hesitation, as it's a brotherhood. You need help? You go, we go. We rely on other fire departments, manpower and equipment, mutual aid. The mutual aid meets 4 times a year. And when we do, we sit down with 8 other departments and we talk about new equipment that we got, what manpower, what's working, what's not. So we talk amongst the county And we moved that mutual aid meeting over a 2-year period to every fire station within Richardson County. And that has worked very well. But it seems like we're getting more requests sometimes to go a little bit farther than Richardson County. So we sat down and wanted to draw up a resolution that's been talked about with the last 2 mayors and possibly the last 2 administrators about doing the resolution. As far as the city fire department, we have about a 50% turnout for our members at fires, activities, trainings, and meetings. There's usually more in the evenings when people are allowed to come. Daytime's hard for a lot. Our current roster is 15. So if this resolution, which I believe originally I looked at it at 35 miles, and I looked at Auburn, which is 35 miles, Cooper Nuclear Station, which we also put in the background where we did a grant. If they would happen to need something, they have the same air packs that we have. They do not have a ladder truck. Whether they would ever need one, I don't know. That would be up to the chiefs at the time, if it would even be a ladder truck. Maybe they just need a pumper truck. Maybe they just need 4 men. Hiawatha is 17 miles, Horton is 30, Mountain City, Missouri is 28, Sabetha is 26. I don't think we'd ever go to Seneca, but they're 40 miles. Pawnee City is 36. So what we're asking for is a resolution to go 40 miles with city equipment. And we'll try to contact administration, but it may be 2 in the morning. You know, but we want something in place that gives the chiefs, either the current ones or future ones, something more solid to perform their duties. So as a request would come in over our pagers, we would meet at the fire station and we would decide at that time who's going to respond, who's staying in town. As I said, if time allows, we'll call the administration, notify them so they're aware of it. By having this resolution in place, the fire chiefs can fulfill their duties. And when a request comes up, we will track the number of members, equipment, apparatus, and times involved en route and upon return to the station. So I've written up a resolution. I talked to Anthony on this before about whether insurance would cover it, and I believe he told me that would. I believe Humboldt, like say 25 miles. So we're looking at maybe going 15 miles more out of the county in a circle.
Motion to approve the request.
Thank you very much.
7 yes.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, John.
Thanks for all your work.
John. You're welcome.
That's the end of the agenda.
Been a great area.